Don't you tease me like this, Crenellated. Don't you tease me. If you counter my Basri Lieutenant, I'm gonna be so sad. If we can get it down though, that is GG. So that's kind of nice. They're looking for it. Don't hit it. Don't do it. What's up everybody, my name's Chance and today we're taking a look at an infinite creature loop deck, or a deck that allows you to get down infinite creatures, infinitely sacrifice them, and then off of that infinitely, you know, gain health or deal damage or have Terror of the Peaks, you know, just popping off. Anyways, before we go and hop into the deck tech or deck breakdown, I'd like to remind everybody, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to watch all the way through, as then you can get the pro tips from each match and, you know, see how to really play the deck. And then there at the end, we're doing a deck tech wrap up where I show you all the other spicy cards that you can play in the deck in case you want different options, whether they be more competitive or more janky, right? So diving into the main combo, the main synergy of this deck, how do we get to infinite creatures? I'm sure you're all wondering, right? So first things first, we're taking a look at some of the newer cards that allow this combo to happen, namely Basri's Lieutenant. It's 4 mana, 3/4 vigilance, protection from multicolored, and it reads, when Basri's Lieutenant enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That's kind of nice. And then whenever Basri's Lieutenant or another creature you control dies, doesn't say token, non-token, whatever, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, right? So if you have a creature that has a +1/+1 counter on it dies, you get another creature. Pretty simple math, right? Now, moving over here to Grumgully. Grumgully reads, each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. So if you have Basri's Lieutenant down, and you have a creature die that had a +1/+1 counter on it, then Basri's Lieutenant is going to create this 2/2 white knight creature token, and because it's not a human, it doesn't have human anywhere in its descriptor, right? It's not a human. It's not, whatever, you get what I'm saying. Grumgully is going to immediately put a +1/+1 counter on it, right? So then you can imagine how you will infinitely loop this, right? Insert Woe Strider. Bum bum bum. Woe Strider allows you to sacrifice another creature. Then you can describe one. But however, the nice thing about this is there's no tapping, there's no paying. It's just, you just click on the card. It's just an activated ability for completely free that you can do as soon as it enters the battlefield and literally as many times as you want. So the idea here is you get down a creature that has a +1/+1 counter on it, you have your Grumgully, you have your Basri's Lieutenant on the battlefield, and then you slam down your Woe Strider and you sacrifice that creature that has a +1/+1 counter on it, and then you're off to the races, right? You're getting down a knight, it gets a counter on it from Grumgully, you sacrifice it with Woe Strider, which this cry is neither here nor there, but when you go to sacrifice it, Basri's Lieutenant activates and gives you another knight and gets counters on it, and then you can sacrifice it again. So it's literally an infinite loop that you can do within your own turn and never pass it back to your opponent. And you say, Chance, well, that's good and all, but so far from what I can tell, your combo only allows us to scry infinitely. And I say, you're right. And that's the problem with this 3-card combo, is it's just not complicated enough. So to take full advantage of having infinite creatures and infinitely being able to sacrifice them and have more creatures come back, all within the same turn, we're playing things like Corpse Knight, right? 3 copies of Corpse Knight, and it reads, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. So if you have a single Corpse Knight down when the combo's going off, you just got to do it 20 times and you win. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and pray to God your opponent doesn't have 100 life or something crazy like that, right? Same thing with Cruel Celebrant. Whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So you can even heal up infinitely, you know, until your opponent dies, that is. And then we have Bastion of Remembrance, which is very similar to Cruel Celebrant, except it's an enchantment, costs a little bit more, but, you know, depending on your viewpoints on enchantments and creatures and removability, it's better or worse, right? So whenever it enters the battlefield, we're going to immediately create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token, which unfortunately will not get the counter from Grumgully, but that's about the only non-bow in the deck, right? And then whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So if you're playing this deck in commander style formats, you know, which would probably be a bit harder. You can make all of your opponents lose 1 life, right? So terrorize all your friends at the same time. Anyways, aside from that, we also have Terror of the Peaks to, again, sort of proc this combo, because I didn't want to get down the combo and then have absolutely zero, like, effect with it, right? I didn't want to be that guy that was scrying infinitely and be like, ooh, look what I can do, because that's not actually that cool. So again, Terror of the Peaks reads, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So it doesn't have to be, you know, non-token, token, whatever. So whenever we get the 2/2, which we'll get a +1/+1 counter from Grumgully, so it'd be a 3/3. Whenever we get that every single time, that's gonna be 3 damage to any target infinitely, which obviously you can just send it straight to their face, and after 7 times, ba-boom, you win. Now, around this deck, because obviously this is a crazy combo and we need a whole bunch of different colors, Grumgully has, you know, red and green, and Woe Strider is black, and Basri Lieutenant is white, so we have almost every single color in the game except for blue, right? So how do we manage this is what I'm sure you're all asking. And then I come down here into our lower end and I say, well, good old Gilda Goose, right? Whenever it enters the battlefield, you're going to create a food token, and you can tap your goose, sacrifice a food token, and add 1 mana of any color. So that kind of helps you solve this mana issue. If that wasn't enough, over here we have Paradise Druid, 2 mana 2/1, and again it can tap and add 1 mana of any color, and it has hexproof, so it's going to be a little bit harder to remove this creature for your opponents than, you know, the goose or something like that. Speaking of making it harder to remove Heroic Intervention, we do have it as a 2-off in this deck, and it's mostly because you don't want to have, like, you don't want to have Grumgully and Woe Strider, or any combination of your combo down, right? And then just have your opponent remove it because you're so close. So Heroic Intervention, it's a 2 mana instant speed, permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until until end of turn. Hopefully this will allow you to protect your creatures and your combo until you get it fully up and running, because again, once you get it fully up and running, it's infinite. Your opponent can never take another turn so long as you just keep scrying with it. And now again, you're going to want something like a Corpse Knight, Cruel Celebrant, Terror of the Peaks to actually deal damage off the infinite loop. But once you're there, your opponent will never see the light of day again. Speaking of getting there, we need some way to ensure that we have better card draw, right? Because the probability of us hitting 1 of each of these 4 cards, as well as 1 of, you know, 3, 6, 8, 10 cards, like all in the same game, and being able to play them all down, it's very kind of wacky to believe that can happen. So we're playing something called Lead the Stampede. This is a fantastic card for decks like this that are built very, very heavily on creatures. You're gonna be able to look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creature cards from among them, put the revealed cards into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So you can end up getting out 5 creatures with this card, right? You can draw 5 creatures for 3 mana, and that's insane considering you only need 3 creatures to actually do the combo, right? Well, 4 technically, whatever. But it's a really good card, and again, it allows you to dive into your deck. You're playing so many creatures already, you're probably going to find one. And honestly, if you want to play more into this, take out the Bastion of Remembrance, add an extra Corpse Knight / Cruel Celebrant. I think that would be perfectly fine. The reason I went for Bastion is, again, it's an enchantment over a creature card. So all that being said and out of the way, that's pretty much it for the deck tech or deck breakdown. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We're going for infinite creatures, we're going for infinite sacrifices, we're going for infinite damage / life gain / Terror of the Peaks procs. Now, again, I recommend you watch all the way through, get all the pro tips, come back for the deck tech wrap up. For those of you that are looking to actually play this deck and get the combo to go off, we have some spicy cards in the sideboard. And for those of you looking to make it a bit more laughable, we'll say, right? Make your opponent have a bit better time when you unleash this combo on them. Stick around as well, because we got some fun, spicy jank cards in the sideboard to talk about at the end as well. Anyways, let's hop into these matches. Anyways, Marmotza. Yes. 2 of the 3 pieces. Yeah. Give it to me. The only unfortunate thing is the opponent goes first, so we don't actually get to get out the gate, you know, fast, or get to ramp if our opponent's ramping. Because it doesn't matter if you go second if your opponent goes first and they ramp. Like 9 times out of 10, you'll lose that game if they're playing a good deck. Which is, and it's not 9 times out of 10. I know there's actual percentages to it, but it's rough going second in Magic right now. I'll say that much. It's very rough. All right, Marmotza, like, please don't do this. I got a great hand. I'm gonna show you some fun stuff. If you just click that play button, there you go. Oh, we are going first. Look at me being a little dunce. Not even reading. So yeah, we may actually be able to do this. We may be able to do the combo. I don't like seeing that. I really don't like seeing that. Alrighty, so our opponent's doing some cycling stuff. Maybe they're doing something fun with cycling. You know, it's not fair to assume just because you see one cycling card that it's going to be the same old Lourdes, you know, aggro cycling that's been around for months. In the very least, it's looking like it's Mardu cycling, which could be interesting, right? Right. Yeah, we're just shocking. We're shocking for days. I'm playing the Grumgully first. No? I don't think so. I don't know. If we had a Woe Strider, we could actually play the Grumgully on top of the Grumgully, which would give one of them a counter, and then whenever it dies, Basri's would activate. So that's kind of cool. Marmots, what you got for me? 3 mana, shocking in the land. Splendermare. I believe we are also shocking in the land. We've done 6 points of damage to ourselves this game. It's crazy. Alright. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a Woe Strider. That's the combo. Woe Strider and something that procs with Enter the Battlefield or on death. You know, something like that. I'm excited. We're so close. We're so close I can like smell the combo. If we hit a Woe Strider next turn, you're gonna see me like flip my shit. Especially since Marmots is just like they're just building the anticipation. It's converted mana cost 2 or less. I was like, well, wouldn't that get rid of my Grumgully? Like, we have another one, and we know that, so that's kind of good. But, like, lead the Stampede. That could allow us to hit a Woe Strider here. But it doesn't. But, you know, 3 mana, draw 4 cards isn't bad either. So, can't really complain about that. We're going to have to use our Paradise Rose to get down the Cruel Celebrant, even if we played this down, so... Now, at least if they board wipe us, we are getting back 3 creatures, right? That's kind of good. We also have 2 other Basri Lieutenants in hand. Kind of crazy, though, that we've seen 3 Basri Lieutenants and 0 Woe Striders. But now that we have the Cruel Celebrant down, if we do draw into a Woe Strider at any point, there's the combo. Of course, our opponent's pretty much dead by the time we're getting the combo off. Zenith Flare, you bastard. You absolute monster. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. We're looking for a Woe Strider. Woe Strider or bust. It doesn't really matter if we play this Cruel Celebrant. If they board wipe us at this point, I think we got them just off the number of creatures we have. So... Plus, we'd get 4 creatures back with Basri's Lieutenant. That's kind of nice. I just want to see a Woe Strider. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Maybe they have another Zenith Flare that they're saving for us. Also, key to note, Basri's Lieutenant can't dot a Zenith Flare, so that's really nice. But Grumgully can, so they just took out our other piece of the combo. Dash. Watch us draw into a fucking... What's it called now? I know we will. Woe Strider? No. Well, I'll be. I will be. Alright, enough playing around. Let's get in there. Alright, so they healed up. We're dealing only 2 points of damage. But we also got the knights, so that's cool. That's some cool beans. Also, it's interesting to note that since we had 2 Basri Lieutenant down, we got 2 knights. Oh, I wanted to do a Basri Lieutenant Divine Visitation deck. Turn 4 Lieutenant, turn 5 Visitation. It's a little wishful thinking, you know, but I think it'd be fun. Marmots, we didn't get the combo off, but we were so close. Alright. To lead the Stampedes is nice because it means that we can get to our creatures that we need quick if we can, you know, live. I'm just going for the Triumph here, not worrying about the Cruel Celebrant. I hate wasting the goose food on something like a Cruel Celebrant. I'd much rather wait till next turn and potentially get down the Woe Strider, then go into a Grumgully after that, than worry about getting down a card that's like secondary to the combo, right? I tell you though, there's been a lot of these Flash players here recently, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I didn't think M20 brought too much in the way of Flash, but and we're just tanking it down. That's fine though. When you play a deck like this, you play the silly janky decks like this. You gotta go for the combo, especially if it's an infinite loop combo. Then it's most in your benefit to not dilly-dally and try to actually, you know, oh well, let me figure out how to remove this Brineborn, because it's probably not gonna happen. You know, you see this shit, it's not gonna happen. No way. I will say though, mono blue's looking very, very nice. Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't advise this. Alright. Don't counter me. Oh, that is lovely. We will have to discard. I think I'd still rather get him off the top of my deck though, right? Alright, so whatever we play here is probably dying to the Brineborn. Or it might just get countered. Shit. Alright, whatever. I have like a 75% confidence it's gonna get countered here. So I don't know why it was taking me so long to decide. No, draw a card. Beautiful. Oh, we will have to defend against that Brineborn, more than likely. What are we getting rid of here? Again, Corpse Knight is one of those pieces to the puzzle that we need, but Cruel Celebrant fills in that same blah 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 fills in that same slot, and it allows us to heal. So yeah, that's 6 damage. You think they have some way to boost their damage? I'm willing to risk the game on it. Fable Passage is a really nice draw there. Unfortunately, we've only drawn these Overgrown Tombs, so our mana split is terrible. We do have white and red within this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 5 mana now. This puts us to 6, which is a Grumgully plus something else, or a Basri Lieutenant plus something else. Our Woe Strider's off the field, so we're like decent ways away. Could do Grumgully, Cruel Celebrant, block with Cruel Celebrant, or Grumgully Paradise. I don't think I need the other red. I think I will need... No. Not green. Green was not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say white is what I need for the Cruel Celebrant. Well, this is a little bit of a fuck me situation. Alright. Okay. Okie dokie. Suppose I should have led off with the least valuable creature there. It's alright though, no harm, no foul. So, Rent, how far did you climb today in the ladder? We don't need 2 geese to use 1 food, so we can block here and be fine. I always want to hit Mythic, but I never like, I never have the time live streaming because my live streams go for like an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. It's very, very difficult. If we do that, we still have 2 mana left over for a Paradise Druid, but it's not going to be enough to destroy the Brineborn. We're also like 90% confident they have more counter spells, right? I have an idea. Oh, what? Now they decide not to play the counter magic. Damn, that actually blows. Oh, that's fine. We go here. They can't. Well, they could. All right, so we can't go for the Basri, it taps us too much. Corpse Knight's nice. I think we're just going for a Woe Strider though. It is a piece to the puzzle that we still need. Again, having technically a 4-piece combo is not easy to achieve. But, you know, we're not gonna stop just because it's not easy. I have faith and confidence. Also, I think if you took out the Terror of the Peaks, potentially made the mana base a little bit better. I think the mana base would be fine without the Terror of the Peaks, but the Terror drags the amount of red you need way up because of the double red cost, right? So I think without the Terror of the Peaks, this deck could be much, much more viable. Realistic, however you want to say it. But that's okay, either which way. We're making it work. 2 life, 20 life, it's all the same as long as we're playing the game, right? Swinging in with the good old 7/6. We're just gonna block it with the goat. I guess we could always use the food for life, you know? Ooh. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. Now, unfortunate that our opponent is at 5 mana, so they have plenty to counter it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we have literally exactly enough to get the combo off if they have 0 counter magic. If they have 0 counter magic. Don't you tease me like this, Crenulated. Don't you tease me. If you counter my Basri Lieutenant, I'm gonna be so sad. If we can get it down though, that is GG. So that's kind of nice. They're looking for it. Don't hit it. Don't do it. Oh, beautiful. All right, so we need all 4 of these cards down. So then the only card that we can afford to really give up, probably the Paradise Druid. I want to leave the Goose just in case. Alrighty, beautiful. So, infinite creature loop. It's happening. I realistically should put that onto the bottom, but that's alright. And we throw out a nice, because we did it. The 4-piece combo, actually not impossible. And again, now that we're here, we go infinite, and so we literally win the game. As long as the game timer allows us to. These procs do take quite a minute. And we have to wait on our opponent to resolve. Another Chair to the Peak? Sure, we'll keep that on top, because why not? Actually, I'll tell you what I should be looking for is a heroic intervention. No, crenellated. They're just gonna concede. Beautiful. We'll see what it be. Big Z the Great. Big Z. Was that from what was that penguin movie about surfing? I know it sounds crazy if you've never seen it. Surf's Up. Is that what that's from? So we'll play down the Triumph first, given we have the Shock Land to get the Paradise Road in. And, you know, we're off to the races, kind of. 2 Basri's Lieutenants. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for another piece of my puzzle here. That's okay. We'll see what Big Z the Great has in store for us. The Birth of Melitus. We're playing Orzhov so far. Goose. Do I go for the Goose and the Cruel Celebrant before the Lieutenant? I don't think so. I really want the Lieutenant down. And we'll put it on itself. This way I can go through the wall, right? Break through the wall. Unless, of course, it dies, in which case, ow. It has protection from multicolor, though, so, you know, no Mortify here. Shut it down. Indulging Patrician. That is an interesting card. Do I go for another Basri's Lieutenant? just jam him, Chance. Just jam him. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't. You know what I mean? So we're getting in. Are they defending? Probably with the 4 or the 0-4 wall, right? Boom. Now we hope that they don't have any board wipe here. If they do, at least we're getting something back out of it. No, that's a Temple of Silence, so we're clear from the Kaya's Wrath, at least for now. Omen of the Sun, that is interesting. Did it gain them enough life? You gain 2 life. Okay, so swinging with Indulging Will. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now we're kind of hemorrhaging health, so we need to get back on the upside of things. Half of me was like, no, Chance, go for the Corpse Knot, go to Goose first. The other half was like, no, go for the Cruel Celebrants, just in case they have the board wipe. Because they have board wipe, at least we're dealing, you know, 2 times 5, so 10 points of damage and gaining 10 life. That sounds pretty good. And also getting 2 2s back from it. Nope, just going with another Omen of the Sun. So, taking us down to 8. That's not a joke. That is no joke. If we could get 1 more life, I guess I could have went for the Goose there and went for the Terror of the Peaks. That's okay. We also have the Shock now, so, you know, that's a Terror of the Peaks, but then we're going down to 7 life, and that's getting a little risky. Who said I'm not a risky player, though? Our opponent's at 30 life, by the way. Just stacking it. Just stacking it. Yeah, take my Cruel Celebrants. Haha! Revenge. Ooh. That kills us. Nice. Big Z the Great. Picking up a game 1. Honestly, all because of my greed. Thing like semi setup. But there's supposed to be an extension for it as well. Wolfenwall, by the way, I just completely forgot to say this person's name. What do we need here? I don't guess. We don't need any of it specifically, so. Cool beans. Am I going for the Lead Stampede over the Bastion of Remembrance? Or do I just go straight up Woe Strider or Basri Lieutenant? Seems good. If we can hit a Grumgully, great. If not, we can use Lead the Stampede to try to find the Grumgully. Our opponent's playing Sultai. What is up with everyone's affection with Llanowar Visionary? Terror of the Peaks. That is spicy. All right. I mean, having a Terror of the Peaks down would be very lovely. Just need a Grumgully and, well, one more land if I want to make that Terror of the Peaks a reality. Okay. Well, I needed one more red land to make that Terror of the Peaks a reality. We're going to lead the Stampede here. That's not great for us. There's something to be said of getting another Basri's Lieutenant. But at the same time, Paradise Druid does allow us to get to that Terror of the Peaks. But we can't cast her down this turn, so that's kind of like a 2-turn play. Whereas this, we could throw down next turn. I'm going to go with another... Oh, yeah. It's Lead the Stampede. What am I talking about? I don't have to pick. I get all of them. Goofball. That's the reason you play the card, Chance. Alright, no attacks. Looking for Grumgully. Good old Grumgully. Could you please report to the front? Rent, rating with a party of 77. Hey, thank you so much. Hope you had a good stream this morning. And I hope Mono Green is treating you well, man. I know I've stopped in and seen you destroying with it several times. And I really love watching people that... I don't want to say one trick, but I love watching people that are really, really good at a certain deck, like Brent at Mono Green, or if you look at Mono Black Magic, whenever he did his first climb to Mythic with only Mono Black, like watching someone play a deck that they know through and through, like the back of their hand, it's so interesting. Still no Grumgully. It makes me want to almost cycle to try to find it just so we can get the combo to go off. But like, we're also in a great position for me to just throw down the Paradise Druid, another Bastion of Remembrance, set ourselves up pretty nice for the Terror of the Peaks. That sounds good. Sorry. We should let our opponent know that we're thinking. You know, we got a lot on our mind. Yeah, give me the Bastion. And they actually did make a huge mistake here in tapping their creature there. Chromatic Lantern. I'm so very curious as to what Wolfenwall is playing here. Alright, we'll resolve the Peer into the Abyss. Good game. That was... I'll say that was lovely. Also, looking at where we drew the Grumgullies, all three of them were back to back to back in our deck. Coffee, man. I feel you. I definitely feel you. Used to be semi-addicted to coffee. This looks like a great hand. For the combo. I won't say this looks like a great hand in general. I'm sure if you showed most people this hand, they'd be like, that actually looks like an abomination. That's really the fun thing about the channel, though, is I allow myself to just play what's fun. If we want to be competitive, we'll be competitive. If not, it's no big deal. I think paying for the Grumgully here is fun. I think getting down Grumgully early is nice, and we can still get down the Woe Strider come next turn, which will put a +1/+1 counter on it and the goat that enters. I always find it mildly depressing when people play things like murder, and I'm like, you know, there's better cards out there, right? That's okay though. Some people I feel like have just there's cards like murder, shock, opt, and I feel like some Magic players are like they're like the people that are, you know, hard stuck Republicans or Democrats, and not that there's anything wrong about that, and I'm not going to get into politics, but they're not going to change from what they're doing, you know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you tell them that there's a 3-mana card that does murder plus more. It's not going to change their opinion. And I always find that funny. Of course, they could, you know, be playing on a budget, balling on a budget. That's a thing as well. I want to lead the Stampede, I do, but at the same time, creating a food for the goose makes it to where if we draw into a land come next turn, we can hit the Terror of the Peaks, right? Alright. I guess we could have swung in with the Woe Strider there. They only have a Paradise Druid to defend it. So yeah, that was a mistake. So many people are playing this deck. Oh man. Alright, so now we're just hoping that they don't hit the Abyss stuff. We do have our Terror of the Peaks though, so we can start wiping their creatures. Not that it'll matter if they hit their mill combo, right? Yeah, but you don't see a Terror of the Peaks and not play it. For sure, you don't do that one. And again, we can swing in with the Woe Strider if they want to block it. No. I'm not gonna do it. Because knowing my luck, if I swing in with the Woe Strider and I have Terror of the Peaks down, that'll be when I hit like the Basri's Lieutenant. I could actually start doing some good work, so. Two Underworld Dreams. Well, today is just my lucky day. Don't get me wrong, I want to lead the Stampede so I can go looking for other cards, but there's also something about just throwing down a Woe Strider. Whatever. Well, there's another piece to the puzzle. Well, we do have another Woe Strider in hand. I say we swing in with this. They'll probably block with Grazer on the Terror. They might block with Paradise on the... No? Okay. Alright, so... Yeah, no peer into the Abyss. Just a land. Beautiful. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Now, what I can do here, even though we don't have the Grumgully... Whoa, sorry. Didn't realize this was Terror at the Peaks proccing. We can put a counter here, and we can still go through and sack with our... Actually. Makes more sense to get in that one bit of damage first. And then... You sack the goat. Corpse Knight. Nope. Looking for a Grumgully. Looking for a Grumgully. Even though I think we can win just off like what we have on the board. So they either hit the Abyss combo, peer into the Abyss, or we win. Okay. So GG, we didn't exactly get the combo off, but yeah, we got the Terror of the Peaks down, which in its own manner is very fun. So now we just throw down a Woe Strider so we know we have the damage, if that makes sense. Because if we swing it with just Terror of the Peaks, we don't actually have enough damage. And that deals 0, so... Next to combat, get him. Awesome. Coffee Man. I see what you're trying. I gotta say I appreciate it. I like the effort. Also, Underworld Dreams almost killed us just off of like us drawing cards, so that's fantastic. Our next foe, we'll call you 3 because that second symbol there sort of looks like a 3. We'll keep this hand. Damn it. You guys got to remind me. I got to fix the lands, otherwise these cultivates ain't going to be doing anything. And honestly, we may be able to take out the cultivates for some like other card draw. We'll see though. We shall see. think I'm just playing Goose, Mother Goose next turn, like entering, not that, entering this tapped, just playing a Goose. Next turn I can play the Cultivate. We can really ramp it hard, and then if we can hit the other pieces of the combo, because obviously we have Woe Strider, then we'll do pretty good. Or if we can hit something like Lead the Stampede, to where we can dive into our deck and find them, that'd be really nice as well. Paradise Druid. I think I care more about a Cultivate than a Paradise Druid. This is getting 2 lands out of our deck. We'll put down more green mana, and we'll put a red one into our hand. Put a card into the battlefield. Okay, so this one. I could go here. I don't think I really want to. I think I want to save the ramp from the Geese, because if we hit a Lead the Stampede, that's 3 mana. And we have 3 mana from the Geese. We can get down to Woe Strider. Come next turn, we can get down like Basri's Lieutenant or Grumgully, you know, something like that. You know what this deck could actually use? Something like a Command the Dreadhorde, where you can like bring stuff back. So do I want to play a land here and get down the Woe Strider and the Paradise Druid? I think so. Then we'll be up to 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We're like 1 away from being able to hit a Lead the Stampede into the Grumgully and Basri's Lieutenant and actually have it like all come down on the same turn. So that's kind of exciting. Ooh, Titana Wrath. Titanoff Rex. Titana Wrath. That actually doesn't make any sense. I was chill with it when you did it once, but doing it twice doesn't actually make any sense, so I don't know. Bond of Revival, there you go. Yeah, that's why it makes sense to do it once, but I just don't understand it twice. We'll take the damage on the chin. We've seen this combo before. It is what it is. Another Woe Strider means it's a GG. Yeah. I mean, we can use the food, right? That's 6 life, puts us up to 13. But we can't kill that beast. We actually can't pay for both food either unless I shock in a land. Alright. Things are getting a little dicey. If they play another Bond of Revival and get back the other Rex, yeah, it's a GG. But yeah, you see what I mean? Like, sometimes you get to play Magic and you get to play your decks, and it's just like, well, okay. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to go play some actual removal. I really just wanted to see the combo go off, you know, once would have been delightful this morning. Getting our scry on here though might help. Sorry about the motorcycle driving by the way. We live like on a highway, so to speak. So you hear a lot of sounds as you're out here. Anyways, does this actually save us? I didn't do the math because math is for losers. By 1. By 1. Cool, so we're the losers. Alrighty, you made it all the way through the matches. First and foremost, I want to say thank you. I know watching an hour of my goofy ass is, well, it's an accomplishment in and of itself, right? So give yourself a pat on the back, and then maybe hop down below the video and give it a like if you sat through an hour of it, right? If you want to see more content, you're new here, consider clicking that subscribe button and then the bell icon that pops out afterwards. And if you have any suggestions on this video, future videos, or past videos, consider leaving them down in the comment section below. Now, on into the part of the video that I know everyone's so concerned with. Oh, wait, I forgot. If you're watching a little bit blah blah, if you're looking to catch us play these decks live, hop over to twitch.tv/DrSpelligan, and then if you're looking to join us in our Discord, you know, hop down in the description of any video, and there's the link. Anyways, deck tech wrap up, right? The fun part that I feel like a lot of people, this is actually gonna become maybe their favorite part of the video, because it's like, this is where you can take the deck, and I know a lot of people really enjoy that. So diving into this is where you can take the deck. Outslid of Life's Bounty. If Heroic Intervention is too expensive, you know, you don't want to go out and spend new rare wild cards on a card that is kind of expensive in itself, being 2 mana. Outslid is fantastic. Fight is 1, could be good given you have Basri's Lieutenant, which is a human, so it could potentially save 2 of your creatures, given it says, you know, target human and target non-human gains indestructible. You know, it's something to think about. But of course, you may not want to play too much into that, because Grumgully's whole thing is each other non-human creature you control enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. But Basri's Lieutenant is, of course, key to this combo, so you can't get rid of them. So maybe Fight is 1, maybe God's Willing, because again, target creature you control gains protection from color of your choice, and you get to scry 1, so it kind of helps you get to your combo a little bit faster while protecting your creatures, and only being 1 mana at instant speed and only an uncommon. It's pretty good. But again, Outslid sort of plays more into the creature aspect, and if you're looking to lead the Stampede, you probably want more creatures than non-creatures, right? Moving us down, if you don't have a Goose, don't worry about it, okay? Arboreal Grazer has got your back. It's common, has reach, it's a 0/3, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, and in some scenarios, / a decent little bit of scenarios, this ends up being better than Goose. It's a better blocker, it has reach, so it can still hit those pesky flyers, and you kind of care about it a little bit less, because Goose taps itself, right? So you kind of gotta like make sure, whatever. But obviously the benefits of Goose is you can create more food tokens and ramp more in the end than what you can with this card, just based off stuff, you know. Anyways, I think Grazer is actually like a 1-to-1 swap out with Goose, and if you don't want to spend a rare wild card, don't spend a rare wild card. Now, if you're looking to make sure that the combo goes off, you're looking to have a little bit more security in your deck, right? Maybe you already took out the Heroic Intervention and put in the God's Willing. Agonizing Remorse is another great card. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it or from their graveyard, and then you exile it. You lose 1 life. Losing 1 life, not such a big deal. Mostly, you'd be using this to get rid of their Ugins or their board wipes, like whatever non-fun having card they have in their hand. Basically, you're saying, no, we're gonna show you the power of combo janky goodness today, and you know, Agonizing Remorse their hand away. Minor Triton, we're gonna come back to that. Don't look at that one yet. Fire Prophecy, if you're looking for some more removal and to make the red mana a little bit more useful, right? Because you can treat it either one of 2 ways. You can cut out Terror of the Peaks, right? And then you have just Grumgully in the red mana, and then you probably don't even need any mountains. Might not need the Sacred Foundry. Like, you really save yourself if you cut out Terror of the Peaks, but it's my personal flavor that I want in Terror of the Peaks. So if you cut out Terror of the Peaks, you make red a lot less of a nuisance in your deck, right? And you make it flow a lot better. So I will say that it makes more sense to cut red rather than diving deeper into it. But if you're crazy, if you're wacky, kooky, and you want to dive more into red, Fire Prophecy is great removal while also allowing you to get closer to your combo, and being an instant speed and only a common, it's pretty great. So it's going to deal 3 damage to target creature, then you may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. If you do, draw a card. Alright, pretty solid. And again, if you're trying to play more into the red mana, that's great. If you're not, don't worry about it, because I'm giving you a ton of other choices to where if you want to take out Terror of the Peaks, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like a cakewalk. Thrill of Possibility, if you don't like Lead the Stampede, if you find yourself playing too many non-creatures in your deck for Lead the Stampede to actually go off and work, you know, pretty effectively, something like a Thrill of Possibility is still a fantastic way to get you closer to your combo. It's only 2 mana, it's instant speed. For an additional cost to cast this spell, you gotta discard a card, but you're drawing 2 cards, right? So if you're getting flooded, you cast this, discard a land. no problemo, you get closer to your combo. Same thing, you know, your late game, you draw into a goose, you have this card, discard that goose, look for something better. So throw a possibility, kind of nice. If you're looking for some removal in the deck, something like a Banishing Light, kind of nice. It's only an uncommon, you get to remove any non-land permanent that the opponent controls. Murderous Rider, this one allows you to destroy target creature or planeswalker, as well as have a creature, you know, on your side of the board off of it. So really, really excellent card. And obviously there's more removal than just these two, but I just wanted to touch and say, hey, if you want some removal, here's some options. There's also Glass Casket. There's tons of things, you know, Eliminate. I'm sure y'all can think of plenty, but I wanted to, you know, let you know, if you want this to have a little bit more interaction with the opponent's deck, there are ways to do it while keeping in the loop of things, right, within the combo. Mayhem Devil, if you're looking again to play more into red and you don't like the spice that the Corpse Knight or the Cruel Celebrant or the Bastion brings, and you're looking for a different way to use the infinite creature loop, right? Mayhem Devil is a great way. It reads, whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage to any target. So yes, you have infinite creatures coming onto the battlefield, however you also are sacrificing them infinitely. So Mayhem Devil, you just ping up your opponent's face, right? Pew. Moldervine Reclamation, this one it's definitely more janky. It's definitely more fun. It's a 5-mana enchantment that reads, whenever a creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Now 5 mana is very expensive for this. I'm not gonna lie, it's very expensive, but it is only an uncommon. It's some okay top end, you know, because if a creature you control dies, you're gaining something back. So if your opponent board wipes you or whatever, you're gaining something back. And if you're going into the combo, no, it's not killing your opponent, but you're gaining infinite life, and you're drawing, well, I won't say infinite cards, because you will deck yourself unless you know, put a Clear the Mind or something like that in your deck. So Moldervine Reclamation, it's definitely a more janky payout for the combo, but it is still another payout for the combo, and I feel like I would be a little remiss if I don't at least mention it, right? Moving us on down, we have the cooler parts of the combo, right? So this is a combo deck, very obviously. You're trying to get this down, and then you have an infinite loop. So you win as soon as the loop is completed, right? As soon as you draw that full circle, you have these three You have these 3 creatures as well as one of your procs from the combo, so to say. Then you win, because you don't ever have to untap. You never have to let your opponent untap. It doesn't cost mana. It doesn't cost, you know, any sort of turn-ending things to do the combo. So something like voice crack. So something like Bolas's Citadel, this 6-mana legendary artifact that allows you to look at the top card of your library anytime and play it at the cost of health, is really, really good, because once you get down your combo, whether you're on 1 life or, you know, 2,000 life, it's gonna work all the same. And if you have something like a Cruel Celebrant down, then you just laugh, because as soon as you get the combo going, your life starts ticking up and your opponent's life starts ticking down, right? So I'm gonna smack myself in the face there, but for the sake of explanation, I think it'd be funny. Furthermore, you know, you can tap Bolas's Citadel, sacrifice 10 non-land permanents, each opponent loses 10 life. If you get to that point, sure, go for it. But the point is, with Bolas's Citadel, it makes it a lot easier to just rip cards off the top and get to your combo, which is what this deck is all about. Another similar aspect, and this is where we're going to be touching back on Mire Triton, is Command the Dreadhorde. It's a 6-mana sorcery card that says, choose any number of target creature and or planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dreadhorde deals damage to you equal to the total converted mana cost of those cards. Put them onto the battlefield under your control. So if you're looking to have a surprising aspect to the combo, we'll say, or like a coup de grace, so to speak, right? Something like Command the Dreadhorde could be really good. One, you're going to be losing creatures as the battle goes on, because that's how Magic works, right? You don't just get to play everything and have it magically not die or not get board wiped or whatever. So as things are dying and you're building up mana and you're going through the hardship of battle, you're getting there to the end where you're like, man, I kind of actually have all of my combo pieces throughout the game, but, you know, 2 of them are in the graveyard, 1 of them's on the battlefield, 1 of them's in my hand. So it's all kind of scattered. Command the Dreadhorde, you bring the 2 back from the graveyard, then you just gotta slam down the 1 in your hand. And this is where, again, I say that Mire Triton comes in. It's 2 mana, play it down. 1 is gonna give you more life, right? Whenever it enters the battlefield, gain 2 life. You're also gonna mill 2 cards, so it's gonna be better for that Command the Dreadhorde, where you're actually putting cards into your graveyard and then hopefully you can speed yourself along to this, get all your combo creatures down onto the battlefield, and then just run infinite. Similarly, but a little bit more expensive slash restricted, is Eerie Ultimatum, and it reads: return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now I think Command the Dreadhorde is much better, but seeing as how Eerie Ultimatum is, well, 1, rotation proof, and B, 1 and B, and 2, sorry, I usually mess with Eva like that, but I shouldn't do that on videos. That just makes me sound less intelligent. Anyways, it's a newer card, right? So I feel like more players are likely to have it. I'm not quite sure if the newer player base is higher on Magic than the older player base is, but you know, if you have Eerie, you can try that out. If you have Command, you can try that out. Personally, I like Command better, even though it deals damage to you, because again, once you get your combo down, it doesn't matter what life total you're on. But the nice thing about Eerie is you're not over here paying 15 life and hoping that your opponent doesn't have 5 points of damage in their hand, or 2 or whatever, to do your combo, to bring it all back. So it was long. That was a long deck tech wrap up. There's a lot of different routes you can go with this deck, and there's even more that I haven't mentioned. Yeah, actually, there's one that I meant to put on the list, but it's not over there. Domri's Ambush. It's a great source of removal. It's 2 mana. It gives you a counter on a creature, and it allows you to remove either a creature or planeswalker. It's fantastic, and I certainly recommend checking into it if you want to dive more into the red mana, right? Anyways, that's gonna do it for this deck tech blah blah blah. I was about to say breakdown, wrap up. I'm very tired this morning. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the deck tech wrap up. I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know what you do with this deck. How do you take advantage of infinite creatures looping on a single turn? You know, how do you win? Let me know down below in the comment section, and as always, I'm excited to see y'all in the next one. So thanks for watching, and peace.